The car is leaving. The woman runs over to the car. This woman tried to open the door, but her arm went through it. She sat in the back. She says hello to the two people in the front. They don't respond. She followed the officers back to the scene of the crime. And saw that she was dead and wearing a bunny suit. Carla was so shocked that she couldn't hear the officer in front of her. The officer said she was a dancer. Carla was furious. Then the policewoman brought Carla's ID. She checked her ID. She asked to go to Carla's house to look for evidence. Carla got in the car and went home. Back at home, the officers began their investigation. Officers quickly found a computer that showed the chat logs between Carla and her best friend. They drove to her home. The girlfriend was devastated by what had happened to Carla. She cried and said she didn't want to go out. That's why she convinced her to go camping. I didn't think this would happen. Officers asked her if she had any suspects. She then remembered that Carla had recently broken up with her ex-boyfriend, so she had a strong suspicion. So they went back to the bar. Carla asked her ex-boyfriend, but he couldn't hear a thing. Officers asked the ex-boyfriend where he was at the time of the murder. He took out his cell phone to prove that he was with his new girlfriend last night. Carla was furious. She had just broken up with a new girlfriend. She had a new girlfriend right after the breakup, and she was having violent mood swings. Immediately put on a very angry face. When they came out of the bar, the two officers were at odds over the way they handled the case. They split up. Carla had no choice but to go with one of the officers. She found out that the police officer was not doing his job, but was intimate with his girlfriend. This made Carla completely disappointed in the officers. She decided to investigate the case on her own and drove the police car away. When she got home, Carla began to organize the clues she had. Over the next few days, she traveled to the police archives. Looking at evidence from the crime scene, Carla noticed something familiar about the whip at the crime scene. She noticed that in a photo with her best friend, she was holding this whip. She had a bad feeling about it. She went to her best friend's house. She yelled at her best friend for hurting me. She even broke a glass. But she was still upset about Carla's death. Then her brother came over to her and comforted her sister. So Carla followed her brother to her room and found a lot of misogynistic comments. She found a lot of misogynistic comments on his computer. Carla was very upset. Carla rushed back to the police station. She put her evidence in front of the policewoman's desk so that she could seek justice for herself. Carla came to the male officer and said, "I never thought that a young man of 18 would be so misogynistic. Maybe there's something wrong with society. Every man should think about that." Carla then left in peace and went to God in a flash of light.